So the next thing we are going to look at is typography. And let me put out a comment over here. So with typography, we are going to look at the various fonts, sizes, and things that we can do as far as fonts is concerned. So I'm going to put out an H2 tag over here, and I'm saying typography. So as far as typography is concerned, let's look at some few interesting things over here. Now let's have a paragraph. And with this paragraph, I'm going to generate some lorem ipsum dummy text. So when I type lorem and add 5 to it and press enter, I want 5 words of dummy text, and that's what we see over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this a number of times. I'm going to do the Shift, Alt, and the down arrow key. This will only work when you are using VS Code, I guess. So typography basically means we want to work with font sizes and things like that. So what that we can do is we can once again come into this opening tag, the P tag, and do a class. And we can just do H1. So what this basically means is, in as much as this is a paragraph, it is taking the default font size of a paragraph. We are changing it into an H1 font size, not necessarily an H1 tag, but then we are changing the font size to that of an H1. So clearly, if we can do H1, we could as well do H2, and that's what you see over here. We can also do H3. We can do H4. We can also do H5. Last but not the least, we can do H6. So these are the various font sizes as far as H1, H2, and up to H6 is concerned. So with the next type of typography, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out once again a paragraph, and inside this paragraph I'm going to say you can do it. So this is you can do it as we see it over here. Now I'm going to duplicate this a couple of times. So I'll do Shift, Alt, and the down arrow key. So let me scroll this up down here. So this is what we see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the class, and this is the class I was referring to. So class display -1. So when you do a class of display -1, as you can see, this is the class of H1, and this is a class of display -1. And display -1 is a little bit bigger in font size, but then the font weight is smaller as compared to H1. Now we can also do a display -2. And that's what you see over here, display -2. Then if your guess is as good as mine, we can do a display -3. And it moves in that order, just as the H1, H2, H3 to H6. So you also have this up to display -3. So let's do display -4. All right, so I think the display -5 is not working, and I think this is one of the new changes I discovered with the Bootstrap 5, the beta version. Okay, so as we currently have it with Bootstrap 4, and we are using version 4.5, we don't have display -5, but then with the newer version of Bootstrap, we have display -5 and display -6. And how then do we know that we are using version 4.5? It is actually here. When you come back into your CDN, your link, you are going to see this is Bootstrap version 4.5.3 distribution, whatever. All right, so that's it as far as the typography is concerned. I mean, there's the basic stuff that you need to know. So you have the various class of H1, H2, A3, H4 to H6 as we have over here. Then we also have display 1, display 2, display 3, and display 4.